Oh man, come on, bro.
What's that?
Oh, I know what it is. I know.
You know you live on live. You live on live.
Oh, let's go, man. Let's go.
You live on live now.
Well, let's go, man. We ain't gonna do nothing. We got done. We gonna do what we do. We gonna. Hey, man. Hey, man. We getting a lot of feedback, bro.
What feedback you getting?
That feedback, man.
Shocked the mess out of me. God almighty.
Getting all that feedback,
You
man.
shouldn't be getting no feedback. Now, I ain't getting no feedback. That's your head, man. Wait a minute, this thing ain't even on, man. What doesn't happen with this here? Did it come out? Yep, it is.
Oh man, now I hit the thing now. Uh-oh. I ain't gonna be doing too much now. Don't do too much. Don't do too much. Don't do too much. Man, I don't know what's going on with my goddamn streaming, dog. I'm on it about
The mic live, bro.
I'm good. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy, man.
That's hard for you, bro. That's hard for you.
I ain't gonna say that crazy. I ain't gonna say that crazy. Man. Oh, he say Mike take it. We gonna see, man. We'll play with it. The word, cause I'm here to serve. We'll let it rock for a little while. If not, man, we just have to keep playing with it. This shit. Oh, wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute.
All right, here you go.
There we go, what?
You might got the headphones in,
Man, you know what, man? You know what, man? You know what, man? Oh, y'all test.
There you go.
Test. Why you grab that brother? Hey! Uh-oh. Good evening. Hey, what a thing!
You know what?
Hey, man.
Lord.
Boy, this thing, hey, man, I think this thing working, man. I think it's working, bro.
Is it working?
I don't know, man. Go to the website. I think it is, bro. I think. Hey, good evening. This your host, Joaquin Thompson, coming to you live from right outside of Atlanta.
Liburn.
Oh, man, I don't want to say that word. We coming from Atlanta. That's where we coming from.
Atlanta. Say it.
We coming from the ATL.
ATL.
We coming from the ATL. But super excited to be. I know people gonna be like, man, I know you're gonna be. I couldn't wait to get in here, man.
Come on now.
Like 1 week off, man. I said, man, I had like.
Man, I missed it, man.
I had about 8 books. I had so many things I wanted to talk about. I said, you know what? I can't wait till I get to that microphone, man.
There you go.
I can't wait till I get to that microphone. And I think the website is banging. I think the website is banging, man. I think the website is banging, bro.
Oh, you better check it out.
Yeah, we're going to check it out, man. We launched the website, and the website is dailybreadradioshow.com. dailybreadradioshow.com. And we should be getting that feed coming through where you can look at the live video. But if not, we'll keep playing with it. Because we did some technical work behind the scenes. It should be coming through. We are on YouTube live as well, so you can go to Daily Bread Radio Show on YouTube. Catch us on YouTube. You catch us on dailybreadradioshow.com. And wondering why the live feed not coming through here, man. But we got a couple technical difficulties, so we will work through that.
It's a process.
It's a process. Oh, and that's why I said, man, let's just get it going. Because a lot of times that was one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. Because a lot of times when you start to get things, we want everything to be perfect, all the lights to be green, and I'm like, nah, man, it's time to go. It's time to go. So, hey, man, this thing say live streaming, man. It say live streaming, bro. So, hey, we're gonna keep. It's a process, and we'll. Wait a minute, And what you could do if it's not showing up, you could reload your browser. That might make it pop, hopefully. And if not, like I said, it's a process. We'll get it working. But extremely excited to be here tonight. And got a lot of things that we want to talk about. A lot of stuff happened, during the holiday, and want to talk about that as well. Want to hopefully everyone had a great, safe, prosperous, enjoyable, relaxing, fun, laughter-filled, loving, energetic,
yeah,
good time. Trump playing, spades, Trump playing,
spades in the house,
spades playing Thanksgiving. Because
now exercise get that weight off of you.
Oh man, don't even talk about it, man. I think I ate, man, look like I ate a turkey, man. I was like, oh man, went to the gym one day. Hit the stair climber one day. I was like, boy, hey boy, if I know I'm in shape now. I done went up in here one day and I'm in shape. So just trying to make sure that we, like you said, stay healthy and stay on that, and just excited, man. It's an exciting time. A whole bunch of stuff going on in the world. So, just really want to talk about some different things tonight.
Number 45, crazy as ever.
Yeah, you said what?
Number 45, crazy as ever.
Man, don't even talk about 45, man. 45 is on some other, man, he is on something else, man. He is just, I don't get it, man. I'm like, man, this dude is on something else.
45 must be doing it.
Man, I don't get it, bro. I just like, man, this dude is just, he say one thing, like I've been watching him all week, man. He said, yeah, I think we're going to raise the tariffs from 10% to 25%.
You know how much money that is, man?
Dude, I know how much money that is. Ooh. Man, as soon as he said that, the stock market said, stock market started going down.
Exactly.
And then the Fed chairman, Jay Powell. Jay Powell came out the day before yesterday and gave his presentation from the Federal Reserve standpoint, what he thought about interest rate and the stability of the economy and all those type of things. And then what happened at that point was once the Fed gave his speech, then the market did like this. Market shot up 600 points.
Yep.
Because the Fed said, I don't think right now we got to raise interest rates. I'm not sure.
We're not going to do that.
I mean, maybe. Man, people heard that. Market it took off again, man. So, that's cool. But, 45 is definitely doing some, I don't know, man. He on some other stuff, bro.
Now, what do you think about?
He on some other stuff, man. I don't.
What about GM?
Who?
GM.
What about GM? What about it?
GM talk about
They ain't talking about it.
They gonna do it.
Bruh, this business. What we talk about on the Daily Bread Radio Show. For those of you that are joining for the first time, the Daily Bread Radio Show is a show where we talk about personal finance and all the different aspects of personal finance. Everything from business to business investments to credit derivatives to purchasing homes to selling homes to bankruptcies to, everything in between. Budgets, income statements, balance sheets. We talk about all of that. Bring on experts, bring on different guests. But it's our philosophy that everything that we do on a daily basis is tied back to personal finance. From where you live to what you drive to what you look at this shirt. I was a soccer coach, so this is my soccer team that I was coaching. All tied to personal finance. Where you live, we said all the way up to the point where when you transition, when it's time for you to transition, as soon as you transition, you go to the funeral home. First thing they're gonna ask you is let's go pick out a unit.
Where the money?
They ain't gonna say where the money at. They gonna say, well, let's go pick out a unit. And you'll be like, what? So, yeah, let's go pick out a unit. They gonna take you in the showroom. They say, we got the solid oak right here. This the Macmillan, the solid oak casket, and this one we got this one on sale. This one's only $8,200. Then we got the platinum. What?
Did you know Walmart sell caskets?
Man, Walmart sell everything, man. But I ain't buying no, man, don't get me no caskets from Walmart. Walmart, that's what they do.
What difference it make?
Man, it make a lot of difference, man. Respect. Put some respect. I don't want nobody come in, and then I got a Walmart tag hanging out the little thing. They be like, he been on here talking about, he talking about legacy. Man, I went by dog funeral. Man, that joker, man, a big old stick on there said, made it Walmart.
And then it got on clearance.
I just got it out of layaway. Man, no, don't do me like that, man. Give me the big unit. I want the big unit. But I mean, in all seriousness, now, and another thing that we talk about on this show is this. We do not do religion. We don't do religion. We do God. We keep God first. We always do God. But we don't do religion. Because when you get into religion, religion is like politics. You just get messy. Right? Everybody think they right. Everybody got their own belief. So we don't get into that. Because I know if I say this, it's because of God. It ain't nobody on the show, off the show, born, past, or yet to be born that can say, nah. Like, I'm like, yeah.
You gonna use the big word?
No, man. Look, it's just like them Dickies said, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, y'all. It was about 3 weeks ago. I made a mistake, and I knew when and the thing of
You caught yourself.
No, I caught myself because not only did I didn't catch myself. The thing about it was this. When I caught myself, I'm thinking to myself, like, these ministers, somebody need to catch.
Yep.
But they said it just ran over, man. Yeah, I had a prophetic word. I'm like, a prophetic word, bro? You not know, you apostle?
Exactly.
I mean, what you talking about? Soon as I said prophetic,
the lights went off. The lights started flickering.
The lights started flickering. I felt something like, well, I felt like the creator just tapped me on the head, like, all right, now get back in you. I'm like, all right, I know. I was feeling good.
Stood up and started walking out the door.
I was feeling good. I just jumped out. I was thinking some thunder was coming through, a lightning. But no, that's why we don't do that. But in all seriousness, this show, I was thinking about this show. Now, I'm not going to use the P word, but I am going to say this. This show is on purpose. This show, the stuff that I've been talking about for the last 78 episodes, this is episode 79. We are 21 episodes away from 100. 100. What people say that all the time, man, keep it 100. All right, we're going to keep it 100. But I'm going to say it like this. I see a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've heard a lot. But to do something 100 times every week, and we still in the baseline phase. We still in the, you know what I'm saying, in the embryonic stage. We haven't even birthed this thing yet.
This is Wally Amos, and you are listening to the Daily Bread Radio. It's the best in radio.
Oh Lord.
Hey man, what's up?
Man, we got music, man. Look at the music.
Man, what is all that?
Did you say prophetic?
Man, no, I ain't say that. I didn't use the P word, man. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. No, man, we having a good time. Don't do it, man.
Okay.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. But yeah, man, we haven't even birthed the show yet.
Before you go further, can I do something for you real quick?
Man, go ahead, man.
What you gonna
do?
Hi, my name is Kobe, and you're listening to my papa on the Daily Bread Radio Show.
Hey, man, pop that up one more time. Turn the volume up
You
on
want to
that,
hear it one more time? You want to hear it
Turn
one
the
more time?
volume up on that, man. That's my main man right there, man.
Let's see what we got.
Turn it up, man. Turn it up. I'm about to tell you about my main
My name
man.
is Kobe, and you're listening to my papa on the Daily Bread Radio Show.
Man, that's what I'm talking. This show, man. This show, this is the thing I like about this show, right? My grandson, 8 years old. My granddaughter, 4 years old.
Come on.
My daughter, 28 next month. My son will be 27 in March. My daughter will be 25 in February. My wife is my wife. I ain't gonna throw her age out there. I ain't gonna do that to you, T. I ain't gonna do it.
What?
I ain't gonna do it. But that's my baby. That's my love. That's my heart. That's my lungs. That's my brain. That's everything. But if and when somebody want to say, man, who was your grandfather? You say your grandfather was doing this. You say your dad did this. You said, guess what I say now?
What that?
Hey, Google me.
I ain't going for it.
Google me. When I go in the barbershop, I say, they're like, what show? I said, man, Google me, man. That's what I'm trying to.
Lord.
I'm trying to make it easier for them to find me, man. That's why I'm going to YouTube. We got the YouTube channel. Hey, the YouTube channel popping off too, man. Now the YouTube channel working good. YouTube Live. You can go to my channel, Daily Bread Radio Show, on YouTube. Catch me on YouTube Live. You can put stuff in the chat on YouTube too. So
Yes, sir.
I'm experimenting over here, man, on my chat, and that's what it's about. But I mean, that's why I say, man, I love what I'm doing, man. And I'm in the embryonic stage. I haven't come through the birth canal yet. I'm still in the formative stage. My lungs being developed, my ears, my brain, everything is still in development. But I'm telling you, man, once the Creator get finished working this thing out for me, and he gets through mold. See, right now, I'm still in the womb, bro.
Yeah.
I'm still in the uterus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just getting nutrients from the Creator. It's like the little umbilical cord, right?
Yep, connected to you. Connected.
It's just connected to me, but it's right here. You know what I'm saying? So, and the stuff that he gives me, I know it's prophetic.
Oh, Lord.
Bro, that just was man. Whoa. Man, bro.
Man, let's get out of here, man.
Hey, man. You see the like? I knew it was gonna be like this today, man. I knew it was gonna be like this. I said, man, when I go to that show today, it's gonna be so much energy, man, so hype. Man! All right, let me see. You're like, oh, the storm brew. Climate change. Oh, hey, man. Hold up, man. Oh, man, I had to take my skull cap off with that one, boy. I started sweating, man. I was sweating. But no, I mean,
It's not too late to save on gifts for your friends and family.
what you doing, man?
Christmas time.
Bro, we ain't doing no Christmas show. Not right now. I ain't say that.
You said prophetic.
No, I ain't say that. I ain't say that.
You sure?
You know, when I was a kid, what did I say?
You sure?
Wait a minute, hold up. What did I say? I ain't say that. Voice to change. Cut it, man. Cut it, man. Cut it. Man, you got me. I was saying my mind is going a million miles. Man, my grandson, I'm telling you about my grandson.
Yep.
Grandson, 8 years old. All right, that's why I started. I rattled off everybody, the whole home team, T5 plus 2. But my grandson, man, his birthday is this Saturday, December 1st. He'll be 8 years old.
Wow, good deal.
And this dude is special, man. I think everybody. I mean, I know everybody. I said that about all my kids. I said, oh, my daughter's special. Then when I had a son, I said, oh, my son is special. And then when I had another daughter, I said, oh, my daughter is special. Then when my grandson came, I said, man,
They took the cake.
this dude is special, right? And my granddaughter, she is capital special, really, really special, man. But I was playing with him, like my grandson, man, and that's what. Look, this is why I brought this game in. So I'm gonna go and get that out the way. I'm gonna do a quick little PSA, man. Look, I ran into a guy this weekend, Well, over the Thanksgiving holiday, right? Ran into one of my friends, his uncle, and we got on the topic. My friend was telling his uncle. He said, "Yeah, Joaquin got a radio show where he talks about personal finance." And this was the older brother. He got excited. He said, "Personal finance? What you doing? What you mean?" So I started telling him all the stuff I do on the show. Guess what he hit me with? This is what he said.
Uh-oh.
He said, "That sounds good." This is the older brother, like I said. He said, "That sounds good, but how many people are doing it?" And I was like, I said, "They doing it."
Yeah.
He said, "How you know?" I said, "Well, they call into the show, they send me different stuff." He said, "But are they doing it?" He said, "Are they listening and doing it?" I was like, I hope they doing it.
I'm pretty
He said, "Cause you gotta make," he said, "your job is to make sure that they're doers of the word." I said, "Oh man." I was like, "Oh man, why is this thing backwards, bro? You ain't flip the thing over?" I said, "The Gorilla Publishing this way and the day, you got this thing backwards, bro."
I get it right.
I think it's backwards, man. Nah, look, right, look. There you go. We on camera too, good.
Yeah, I know it. That's what I'm telling you.
I apologize, man.
See?
All right, see,
See?
I
Like, I don't
said
know-
I apologize,
Like,
man.
I don't know what I'm doing. Questioning my job.
Hey, man. Hey, man. I need you to pipe down.
Look
man.
at questioning my job.
Pipe down. You know what I'm saying? I know you got all stars on your.
Am I Steelers lost too? You know I'm-
Oh man, anyway, this game right here, it's the holiday season, people buying things for each other, they getting gifts. Listen, if you're watching the show, if you rewatch the show and you see this, listen, the game is called Cash Flow 101. The game, I think you can get off of Amazon, you can probably get a used one for about $30. A new one is probably like $45, $50, right? This game has the capacity to change your life. This is game. So if you're gonna buy somebody something for Christmas, get them this game, Cash Flow. Now my grandson, he's 8, right? Every time he comes over my house, when he come in the door, as soon as he hit the door, he said, "Papa, I want to play Cash Flow." I'm like, "What?" When he first said it a couple times, I said, "Man, every time he come now, he want to play." So last weekend, you know how you tell a kid, like, "Oh man, we'll play tomorrow." So he hit me up Saturday. I said, "Okay, we'll play Sunday." He said, "All right." He said, "Okay." So we got up Sunday, had breakfast, everything. We waited good, and we done had breakfast, and said, "All right, Papa, are you ready?" I said, "Ready for what?"
Cash flow.
Cash Flow. We ready to play Cash Flow? I said, "Yeah, man. Okay, come on. Let's play Cash Flow." Now, the reason I'm bringing this to everybody's attention is this. We do the show every week, and we talk about personal finance. This little brother, 8 years old, and we played this game. We must have played for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Now, keep this in mind. An 8-year-old engaged in an activity for 3 hours.
That's powerful.
Okay, just that alone is powerful because he ain't just sitting there watching the YouTube or vegging out. This dude is looking at this stuff, and this is his income statement. So the way the game works is, you start off with an income statement. You have your income, you have your expenses, and then you have a balance sheet, and your balance sheet lists your assets and your liabilities. Right? This is an 8-year-old.
Wow.
I started showing him how to play, right? He's only played it 2 times. This was his second time playing it. First time we played a little bit and then we stopped. This time we played it. Listen to this, man. This man, he was airline pilot. That was his profession. He was the player Kobe. Kobe, that's his name. His salary, so every time he landed on a paycheck, his salary was $9,500. But then he had to pay his expenses. His expenses was $6,900. Right? So he got what was left. We played for 3 hours, bro. In 3 hours. Now the object of the game, and I've shown you all this before, but I'm gonna bring it back out because I think this is very important because it's a good metaphor about what goes on in life. Now I'm gonna just show y'all the game board real quick. just so y'all can get a little visual. Check this out. Right?
Monopoly on steroids.
Monopoly on steroids. But you see that middle section? That's called this right here. That's the rat race. So the object of the game is to get out of the rat race. Now listen to that. Listen how I would use the P word, but listen how deep that is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say deep.
Yeah.
Right?
Say deep. Say deep.
So the object of the game is to get out the rat race. But in order to get out the rat race, what you have to do is you have to create more passive income. You have to create enough passive income that exceeds your expenses. That's how you get out of the rat race, right? This man in 3 hours, this is what he accumulated. He bought a business. The business was cash flowing $1,500 a month. He bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. He bought a 2-1 condo, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo. It was cash flowing $160 a month. The 3-bedroom was cash flowing $150 a month. The duplex, first duplex he bought, it was cash flowing $320 a month. He bought another duplex, it was cash flowing $140 a month. He had a part-time business. He bought a business that he was running part-time. That's the way they described it. It was generating $250 of cash flow. And I know it's a game, right? But every time that he increased his cash flow, right, he was getting to the point where he was getting ready to exceed his expenses of $6,900 and move into what they call a fast track. Now, he was getting so excited about learning and counting money. This dude, 8 years old, he got up to the point, man, he counted 20, listen to this number, $27,000. 27,000. Because they give you the money, you got $5,000, you got $1,000, you got $100. He counted out $27,000 to purchase a property, right? Why is that important? That's important because at 8 years old, he still wants to learn more. He wants to learn about mortgages. He wants to learn about investing. He wants to learn about expenses. He was like, Papa, what's a student loan?
Wow.
Papa, what's taxes? Papa, what do they mean by mortgage? What is that? He said, what's child expenses? Right? Because all that's listed out on his income sheet. But the more we played, the more that he learned, the more that he applied that learning. So at 8 years old, so my goal now is like, I'm gonna take this little joker. So while everybody out there playing Little League football, Little League basketball, trying to be the next, whoever they gonna be next, I'm gonna take this little joker and put him in the lab. And we're gonna play this game. And my goal for him is, we're gonna play this game so much that when he gets to be a teenager, we're gonna go out and I'm gonna have him buy a little piece of property. Just something a little ragged, a little house or whatever. But what it's gonna do is, that's gonna give him even more perspective about how this really works in life, right? Because I want him, my goal for him is before he graduates from high school, to know this concept hands down, cash flow. Because this is how the world works. That stuff when you was asking me about 45, it was so many people that got money tied into the stock market. There was so many companies. The tech companies weren't doing good. You know, Amazon, Salesforce, Google, Apple, they single Apple out. Like, oh, he said he's gonna put specific tariffs on the iPhone, right? Because they're being made in China and Apple is, importing them over here. So Apple, their stock was getting beat up. But that game is going on every day. But that's something that we have to make sure that we in tune with. We gotta make sure that we in tune with that, because our motto is this: keep God first. Keep God first.
Come on.
Right? Keep God first. And then after you do that, all this other stuff, you got to learn how to master this game. Because we don't learn how to master, play, practice, win some, lose some, win, lose, win, lose, win. get to the point where we winning a lot more than we losing, then that's when we in the game. Because if not, then the only thing we're going to be what they label in the stock market and in the stock industry, we're going to be labeled as a willing loser. This is documented. This is something I'm reading about the stock. A willing loser. What's a willing loser? These are people that invest into the stock market, 401ks. They may have an individual account, but then they don't track how the stock is doing. They're not paying attention. Is it going up? Is it going down? They just put money in, right? You got these fund managers not stealing. Let me rephrase that. You have these stock fund managers that are charging fees. Whether you make money or not, they charging fees to manage your money. So whether you lose money or not, they still make money. But you got to pay attention because you're like, hey, I don't need to be in that. I need to be over in something else. But you have to be the captain of your ship and the master of your. You got to be the captain of your ship and the master of your soul, right? You can't depend on other people for that. So I definitely want cash flow. You gotta put that out there, man. You gotta put that out there because like the guy asked me, are they doers of the word? And I'm like, man, I sure hope so. Because that would make me so proud if they were doers of the word, and I knew for sure I could definitely, answer in the affirmative that, they're definitely, doing what they need to do, and everything is tuned in. So it looked like, man, we streaming, but it ain't on the website. But we'll keep tweaking it. We ain't gonna worry about that. We'll keep tweaking it, but just know that the website is there. We're working on a live feature, but go out there and check it out. DailyBreadRadioshow.com. You can still go out there. Put your email in there, because we're gonna put some things in there, for Christmas and the holidays. My first goal is I need 100 people. Huh?
Okay. My email or?
Your email, man. Don't put your social security number in there.
Don't put it in there?
No. Don't put your student ID in there.
That's what I'm gonna do.
No, don't put your student ID, man. Don't put nothing in there about no Pittsburgh. Just put your email address, man. Don't leave no comments about Pittsburgh. If you want to, leave some comments and say, hey, this is a great site. I really appreciate everything that you're doing. You can do that, but go check the site out. It's real slick, real nice, and we got a little tweaking to do. But that was one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and that's why I said the way. Oh, let me give you the number. Maybe you didn't give out the number to the show. What kind of show is this? Y'all can call me, man. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973.
I didn't get the number to the show.
678.
I didn't get the number to the
381.
I ain't got no mic.
1973. You want me to write it on the chalkboard?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, but before I forget, I got something big coming up next week, next Thursday. Next, not tonight, but next Thursday. We going on the road. We taking the show on the road next week, baby.
Where you going?
Man, we going to the Master Barbershop in Mableton. 612. Hey, you on radio with, this is Joaquin with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Corey West. Washington.
Hey! No, man, hold, wait a minute. Time out. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Are you saying to me, this is me, man, are you saying to me that you done gave up your card to say you from where? You said you come from Washington.
I'm from Jacksonville.
Where you from, bro? No, listen. You must be a first time caller. You a first time caller?
Must be.
I am a first time.
Okay, man. Let me tell you how the rules of the show go, man. Let me tell you the rules of the show. When you call into the show and I say, this is Joaquin Thompson, host of the Daily Bread Radio Show, what's your name and where you calling from? What you supposed to say is your name and where you from. I ain't say where you calling from. I said where you from. So let's try that again. All right. So, hey, this is Joaquin Thompson with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Corey West. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, wait a minute, man. Time out, time. Bro, this is my cousin, man.
Oh, and he messing up like
He
that.
messing up, man. Listen, man. Listen.
Help him out.
Listen, man. I'm gonna help him out.
Help him out.
Because, man, people all over the world hearing this, man. Bringing tears to my eyes. Listen, man. You supposed to say
Where I'm calling from.
where you from. Where you from is you from. Where you from, man? You from Duval. So I'm gonna give you another shot at this, man. I'm gonna give you another shot. This is Joaquin Thompson with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Corey West. I'm from Duval.
There you go, cuz. There you go. There you go. So what's happening, man? What's on your mind? How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
I'm just calling to say, again, I've been enjoying listening to the show.
For sure.
I'm proud of you. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm continuing to be a part of what your success, man.
Hey,
Blessed to have you in my life.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna cry on this show, man.
You about to.
I'm not gonna. Nah, man, cause you don't know who this is, man.
I'm at work.
Yeah, that works, so look, ain't got time
I'm
on
on
you.
your show because I appreciate what you're doing, dude.
Hey,
Every day of the
man,
week.
boy, now you know I ain't got nothing but love for you, man. This my little cousin, man, but I don't know if he like my little brother or one of my oldest goddamn kids. But
That's where you from.
man, no,
I'm
he
the oldest
legit,
kid. I'm the
man.
oldest kid.
No, you ain't gotta ask him where he from no more. He with me.
He was you.
He with this one of the type of people he ain't gotta say nothing.
Mhm.
He with me, bro. Don't worry about where he from.
Just walk in the door.
Hey, he with me. That's all I gotta say. He with me, man. Love you, boy, man, and I appreciate the support, man. And I was just thinking about you, so I'm about to call you when I get off the show later on tonight, man. We have one of our sessions. You know what I'm saying? Cause
Yeah, give me a shout. Give me a shout. I'll be at work, man. Love you.
okay, love you too, baby.
All right. Bye.
Yo, man. So yeah, that's my little cousin, man. Super smart dude, man. Super smart dude. But the other topic that I want to talk about tonight was this. We're ending 2018, and like we talked about before, when you end a year, it's nothing behind you. It's no more 2018. It's like everything's in front of you.
Yep.
Right? So it ain't gonna do you no good to be talking about, man, when I was in high school, when I was in college, I wish I would've,
I was a good football player.
I was a good football player, but I ain't go to the league. I went to the league, but I ain't go to the Hall of Fame. Shoot, man. I had an opportunity, man, to buy an apartment building. I bought no. Don't worry about that, man. And I'm telling you all, because I do the same thing. I be sitting back sometimes thinking like, man, you know what? But it ain't about that, because the only thing that you know for a fact that can happen is whatever you can create in your future. You can't do nothing about the past. The past is locked in cement.
Yep.
You can't do nothing with it. You can't go chip it away. Say, man, I used to know how to break dance, but nah, you can't do it. You missed it, man. You had your opportunity, man, when they was out there got done and the song came on and then you looked, you was like, ooh, I don't know if my thing was just, I don't know if I'm just there yet. And then you let the song go past and now you like this is old school. I should have cut him up.
Now you can barely stand on it.
Now you be creaking when you get up. Well, get over here and help me. But yeah, let's stay forward facing that. And what I need everybody to do, like we was talking about being doers. Okay, that's what's up. This is Joaquin Thompson, host of the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Brian Stewart coming from Dubai.
I know you know.
Yeah.
I know you know, boy. When I hear that, boy, I was like, hey, boy. Hey, boy, that right there, boy. I know that boy that right there know what to do, boy. That Tedder boy, Tedder. What's up, cuz? What's happening?
man. What's going on? Happy Thanksgiving.
Man, happy Thanksgiving, bro.
Couple of days.
Hey, man, happy Thanksgiving, man. I was thinking about you and Angie, baby, man. Was everything good?
Yeah, everything good, man. I just want to share something with the listeners because, you know, we got, you know, some shows coming up. And when we get to that 100, we're going to drop that new thing, man.
Ooh, no, you didn't, boy. You ain't talking about the new heat. Man, hold up, man.
You got it?
He working on it.
Let me hear some.
He working on it, man.
Let me hear some of it.
He said, hey, man.
Let me hear some of it.
Hey, man. He said, man, look, man.
Let me hear some of it, man.
God, you ain't gonna test this man. This man break out and start singing.
I know he fired, man. That's why I said let me
Man,
hear
okay,
some of
man.
it.
Go,
Man, do it.
man, go hit him with something then, man.
I got the acapella version right now.
Okay, go on and bless him then.
You say you find naturally cool, but if not, here's what to do. We promise you won't be misled. You just tune in to the Daily Bread. We have all the tools you need to help you do safety. Just a day, listen to Joaquin. That boy graduated from college, dropping so much knowledge. This is what we do, and we are here to educate, motivate, elevate, yeah.
God almighty.
Motivate, so that you can elevate your life. One time.
Boy!
Drop the mic.
Boy!
Drop the mic.
I told y'all, we not ready yet.
Again.
Y'all ain't ready for this, man.
Hey, there was
We
a-
ain't even birthed, we ain't even hit the canal yet, bro.
There was a glass ceiling up there. You know what he just did?
Woo!
There was a glass ceiling up there. You know what he just
Tell
did?
you,
What'd he do, man? What'd he do?
Tell him there was a glass
Hey,
ceiling.
man, he said it was a glass ceiling, man. What happened? What happened? Ah! No apologize. Well, I was making say the P word.
You know what I'm saying?
I told y'all, man. Well, I told him, I said, man, we still in the womb. It's still dark in here, man.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't birthed this thing yet, man. We inside just. He said, man, let me work on y'all a little bit, man. Let me show y'all something, man. Oh, you think, no, this ain't it? You still on the inside. We ain't even birthed.
Exactly.
We ain't even came through the canal yet, bro.
Mm.
Boy, when this thing hit, boy, did you hear that?
I heard it. I heard it.
Boy, ooh. Boy, I got to go out and get that CD. Boy, I got to get that CD, boy. Man, boy, you know I love you, man.
Love
Boy.
everything you do, man. Keep it going, man. Y'all good. Go and give us that book of the week, boy.
Oh, he owned it. He owned it. He
We
owned it.
gonna get out of here.
Ah!
He owned it. He owned it.
That's what's up, cuz. Hey, man, I appreciate you, boy. I love you, man.
Hey, love you too, man. Y'all love y'all. Keep it going, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Tell mom I said what's happening, too. Oh, we gonna do big things, bro. Hey, man, we still in the womb. We ain't started yet. We ain't started.
All right.
This ain't no joke. Okay, baby. All right.
All right.
Yo.
Love you, man.
Love you too, baby.
All right.
Ooh.
This is.
Ooh, that was the acapella version.
Exactly. That's all.
Boy,
That's all.
you wait till he put them beats with it.
That's all.
Ooh. Who else you know?
Uh-oh.
Who else you know? Don't have one theme song.
Got two.
Got two.
Mm.
Boy.
Before it's over, we're gonna have about 5 or 6 of them.
Boy. That just said, graduated from college. And getting you with that knowledge.
Leave it alone, man. Leave it alone,
This
man.
is
No, the man did good, man. Leave it alone.
Ah! Okay, that's what we do over here, boy. I knew this was gonna happen, man. Before I came out here, man, I said, man, look, man. Hey, boy, I could go to midnight on this thing, but listen. All right, so, woo, man, I had to come back down, boy. So the book of the week, got 2 books of the week this week. 2 books of the week. Because one I want to hit y'all with is gonna tie into the other one. So I'm gonna give y'all some heat and then I'm gonna give y'all some fire. How about that? Heat and fire. This book right here, I brought this book on maybe been about 4 weeks ago, man. I picked this book up for $1. I picked this book up for $1. $1 at the book exchange. You know, people go and just give books. This book is called Money, Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. Secret from the world's greatest financial minds. Man, I started reading this book. Most times when I read a book, depending on how many pages it is, I'll just go to certain sections because I'm just looking for a certain topic. I'm just doing a little research. But this one, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this one better. I'm going to start at 1 and go to 648. Now, if you just listen to the number 1 to 600, so if you read 648 pages on any topic, plumbing, electricity, working out, baking cakes, making jewelry, braiding hair, cutting hair. If you read 648 pages, you're going to learn something.
Better.
Right?
Better.
So I'm saying all that to say that, and the other thing about this book is written and the feedback is given by people not at the millionaire level. A lot of the people that are giving feedback in this book are at the billionaire level. The one guy in this book, he said, look, I'll give you some advice. He's talking to Tony Robbins now. Tony Robbins is one of the biggest motivational speakers in the world.
Yep.
Right? Listen how he hit Tony Robbins. He said, unfortunately, you wouldn't have the opportunity to invest in our fund because to invest in our fund, listen to this number now. He said, in order for you to invest in our fund, you have to have $5 billion
Would it be?
with a B. Like, boy, $5 billion and $200 million in cash to invest in our fund. Your net worth has to be $5 billion and you got to have $200 million in cash.
Wow.
$200 million in cash. Man, I got like, wait a minute, man. You know how much money that is? Hold on, man. Now this is not. You see that?
That's a knot.
This is not. Right here, this is not. This is, just imagine somebody hits you and say, man, you can't even get in you can't even come through the door unless you got $200 million in cash and $5 billion with a B. Like, boy, please. But he said, I will give you some information. So he gave him some advice on what to do. And we just talked about this, right? We just talked about, investing. And that was one of the things that this guy was talking about. He said a portfolio of low-cost index funds. So just that alone, a lot of people got to read up and, what does that mean? Low-cost index fund? What does that mean? You got to read up on it. You have to read up on it. Because a low-cost index fund, what that means is you don't have all them fees, so it's a low cost, right? And an index fund is a fund where you have an index, like it could be the S&P, it could be the Dow Jones, you could be in one sector like a tech fund, but you're investing in multiple companies that make up that index. And the people in this book that are billionaires are saying, when you invest in low-cost index funds, you're going to diversify your risk because your risk is going to go across the index. And most times the index is going to do well over time. You can't do that day trading like, oh, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get out, I'm going to get in. Can't time the market. Warren Buffett told you that, right? But listen to this. And I brought this book for $1. A portfolio of low-cost index funds is the best approach for a percentage of your investments because we don't know what stocks will be best, quote unquote, going forward, meaning in the future, right? And how cool to know that by passively owning the market, you are beating listen to this number, you are beating 96% of the world's expert mutual fund managers and nearly as many hedge fund managers. Just by doing that. just by taking a little small part of your investment, investing in low risk, low cost, I stand corrected, low cost index fund, you outperforming all of these high profile hedge managers and mutual fund managers that's managing your money right now in your 401k, that's taking the money. This is a book, man, you should put it on your list for Christmas. You could probably get it on Amazon for probably about $5 or $6, right? And it talks about everything from making sure that you understand that it's always people out there that's trying to take your money. And it talks about the number one reason you need to save.
What's the name of it?
The name of this book, again, is called Money, Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom by Tony Robbins. And just to show you, I'm gonna give you one last point about this book, just to show you how much money this man is making. How about he took this book, published it, and then all of the proceeds from this book he gave to charity. Every dollar from this book went to charity because he was like, hey, I just want to get something good and put it out into the world. So get something good. That's one book of the month. The one I'm gonna leave you. That was Heat. This right here is Fire with no R. This is fire.
Fire.
This is fire.
Far.
This.
That's far.
Now this no R. That fire. This fire here, man. Now this book is what makes this deep is this book is called. Listen to this, man. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, I know they're getting it. I'm like, I know they're gonna be doers. This book is called The Way to Wealth. The Way to Wealth. And the author of this book is Benjamin Franklin. I don't think y'all heard what I said. Benjamin Franklin. Ben Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is reportedly the first documented entrepreneur in the United States. Benjamin Franklin is also credited with creating the mail system as we know it today, the United States Postal Service. Benjamin Franklin. Declaration of Independence, he was one of the members that signed that. Had his own printing press where he printed his own almanac and sold 10,000 almanacs a year in 1776.
That's money.
Is that some money?
That's money.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
I'm saying.
And started a courier service. Known today as Wells Fargo. Benjamin Franklin.
Ben Franklin hustle.
This is what Ben Franklin said. Now y'all need to really go and get this book because I wrote some stuff in the margin. This is Benjamin Franklin, so you got to think, man. He was writing this in the 1800s. This is like 1778, 1779. Listen to this, man. I'm gonna just hit y'all with this little piece. He says, remember that credit. Now he has credit capitalized. Now this is 1700s, bro. This ain't 2018. This ain't Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. This is Benjamin Franklin saying this. Listen what he says. He says, remember that credit is money. I can close the book right now.
That's it.
Throw it away.
Talk to y'all tomorrow.
Listen to this, man. He said, if a man, listen to this. He said, if a man lets his money lie in my hands after it is due, if a man lets his money lie in my hands after it is due, he gives me the interest so much as I can make of it during that time. So what did he just say? He said, credit is money. So if you owe Benjamin Franklin money past when you said you was going to give it to him, guess what he charging? Interest. Interest.
And a lot of it.
This amounts to what did you say? You said a lot of it?
And a lot of it.
Listen to the next sentence. He said, this amounts to a considerable sum where a man has good and large credit and makes good use of it. Bro, this Benjamin Franklin, man, this ain't no, what is his name? Dave Ramsey, Susie. I'm bringing y'all this fire. This ain't no, man, this ain't heat. Listen to this. He says, remember that money is of a prolific generation, of a prolific generating nature. Money can beget money, and its offspring can beget more, and so on. 5 shillings. Listen how he talking. He ain't talking about dollars. He said shillings. Where you get, hold up, time out, man. Where you get a shilling at?
They still make shillings.
You still make a shilling? I thought he said shilling, but he said shilling. Okay. 5 shillings turned is 6. Turned again, 7. And 3 pence. I gotta get up on pence. Shillings and a pence. Okay. And so on till it becomes 100 pounds. The more there is of it, the more it produces every turning, so that the profits rise quicker and quicker. He that kills a breeding sow destroys all her offspring to the 1,000th generation. He that murders a crown destroys all it might have produced, even scores of pounds. 5. This is what he's saying, man. If you waste your money, and don't make your money produce over and over, he said money is made to produce, to beget additional money, not go out of our community one time. It's supposed to make 1, make 2, 2 make 3, 3 make, you're supposed to bubble up. This is Benjamin Franklin saying this. I'm going to leave y'all with this because I wrote crucial by it. I'm going to end the show with this. Listen to this. He says, in short, the way to wealth, if you desire it, is as plain as the way to market. It depends chiefly on 2 words, industry and frugality. Industry means to work, okay? Frugality means to be very, very conscious of your spending.
Cheap.
Some people call it cheap, right? Frugal. For example, listen to this. He says, waste neither time. This is what he starts off with. He says, waste neither time nor money, but make the best use of both. God, dang. He that gets all he can honestly and saves all he gets, necessary expenses accepted, will certainly become rich, in capital letters. If that being who governs the world, to whom all should look for a blessing on their honest endeavors, doth not in his wise providence otherwise determine. Man, pick this book up. Bruh, that's just Benjamin Franklin, A Way to Wealth, and other writings on finance. That's the second book of the week. Now, next week, we're going to be on location, Master Barbershop, 612 Veterans Memorial Highway. We're going to do, my barber and the other people that work at the shop, they've been supporting me from day one on this show. And for, man, it's probably been 8 or 9 months. I go in there and chop it up with all the different dudes, and they be like, man, you know what you need to do? You need to do a show from here. And I said, nah. And I said, nah. And then, you know, you get to the point where somebody, it's like somebody offering you the dinner, right? It gets to the point where you just said no so many times. Now it becomes, if you say no one more time, it becomes offensive. Because I'm opening my house to you. I'm offering you to come. So me and him been talking like the last month or so. I said, you know what, man? I'm gonna do the show there. I'll do it the first week in December. So we're gonna be on location. I'm gonna take the posters with me. We're gonna post up like this. We're gonna be at the barbershop and listen to the topic. Just to show y'all how committed we are on the Daily Bread Radio Show. And I want you all to go out and tell everybody what we're gonna be talking about next week. The first topic, now we're gonna have some other topics on personal finance, but the first topic is gonna be on what? Prison reform. Prison reform, right? You got 1.5 million people in the state of Florida that just this past mid-election just received the right to vote. Convicted felons in Florida can they have their right to vote restored. That's 1.5 million people. Prison reform. I got a brother that's coming on that has a story to tell because he approached me, and I know him, and goes by the name of Life. So Life said he wanted to come on the show and talk about his story, right? And he wants to talk about prison reform because he's really passionate about it. So I said, okay, no doubt. So we doing that from the barbershop. It's gonna probably be wild. It's gonna probably be rowdy, but that's what we do because I was about to say the P word.
Don't do it.
But just like that, even though we do everything we can from right here, because we still being shaped and we still in the process of making this Daily Bread radio show what it's going to be out into the world, sometimes we got to go to the people. Sometimes the people ain't going to come to us. Sometimes we got to go to the people. So next week, we're going to go to the people. We're going to see what's happening. Y'all make sure that y'all go check out the website, dailybreadradioshow.com. We'll work on the tweaks. The live streaming on YouTube is working, so I'm excited about that. So at least that works. And next week we'll tweak it a little bit more, and we'll have it where you'll be able to go directly to the website, dailybreadradioshow.com. Excuse me, and you'll be able to log on to live show, and you'll be able to see the show right there. And then in the coming weeks, we're gonna take it a step further, where you'll be able to see the show. And then I'll be able to teach some concepts and show you the documents while I'm teaching. That's what we had. We still in the womb. We got next week will be show 80. So that's
Don't you do it.
don't do it. That's outstanding. So show 80 we'll be at the barbershop. Phenomenal. That's another P word. Yeah, that's gonna be phenomenal. So we'll be out there, and y'all make sure that y'all check out my brother's show right here on Thursday, 6:30 to 8. Minister Neil on Spiritual Talk. He always has a great show, has some great topics. He has Terry in with him and Stephanie, his co-host, and they always do a great job. And they got some great information. And the thing about it is, we just take this information and disseminate it. Just disseminate it, right? So when we start, we send a video, man, did you see such get slapped? Did you see? Man, send some stuff out in the world. And I got some stuff I'm gonna drop on y'all, man, for the rest of 2018 and 2019. When you say legacy, bro, I just told you.
You ain't gonna stop.
Man!
You ain't gonna stop.
I'ma stop, man. Hey,
You ain't gonna stop.
we start with the babies, and then we going from there. He trying to be like on the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? He gonna play the music. I tell you what though. This is the #1 show. See that one? We #1. We like, look, I'm gonna put some hate in the game. We like Ohio State. We #1.